Honorable members, a very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all to this National Youth Parliament session. I hope this session would be fruitful. We begin this session with oath or affirmation of our newly elected members. Secretary General, please.
Ms. Mehti, who stands elected from the Bijapur constituency of Karnataka, will now take the oath or affirmation. Madam, do you want to take the oath or affirmation?
Oath, please.
Which language would you like to take the oath?
In Kannada, please. ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಹತಿ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರಿನವಳಾದ ನಾನು ಯುವ ಸಂಸತ್ತಿನ ಸದಸ್ಯಳಾಗಿ ಬಿಜಾಪುರ ಲೋಕಸಭಾ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಿಂದ ಚುನಾಯಿತಳಾದ ನಾನು ಕಾನೂನು ಮೂಲಕ ಸ್ಥಾಪಿತವಾದ ಸಂವಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸತ್ಯ, ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತೇನೆಂದು, ಭಾರತದ ಸಾರ್ವಭೌಮತ್ವವನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ಅಖಂಡತೆಯನ್ನು ಎತ್ತಿ ಹಿಡಿಯುತ್ತೇನೆಂದು ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಈಗ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಲಿರುವ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವನ್ನು ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆಂದು ದೇವರ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ.
Honorable members, with great sorrow and regret, I inform this House about the sad demise of our former Lok Sabha member, Shri Puram, on 11th May 2022, New Delhi. He was born on 27 July 1927, Kotli, Himachal Pradesh. He was the former Lok Sabha member from the Mandi constituency of Himachal Pradesh, an able parliamentarian and effective orator. He took keen interest in the proceedings of the House.
Speaker, I extend myself and my party members with sorrow that the nation is feeling due to the demise of former member of Lok Sabha Shri Puram. He won the Vidhan Sabha election 5 times and the Lok Sabha election 3 times. He was a gentle and soft-spoken politician who will always be remembered for the state Himachal. As a person who brought telephone to every nook and cranny of the hill state with its difficult topography, I associate myself and my party members in sending the condolences to the bereaved family.
Honorable Speaker, I associate myself and my party members to feel the void that the nation feels at the sad demise of former Lok Sabha member Shri Puram.
The House may stand in silence for a while to express our deep sorrows. Secretary General may convey the message of condolence to the bereaved family.
Yes, Honorable.
Begin with the question hour. Question number 501, Shri Prajan.
Honorable Speaker, Madam, will the Minister of Home Affairs be pleased to state whether the Central Industrial Security Force, that is CISF, provide security cover at the airports, both for the passengers as well as for the infrastructure facilities?
Honorable Minister of Home Affairs.
Honorable Speaker, the government is highly concerned about this matter. At present, Central Industrial Security Force is providing security cover at 65 airports with a sanctioned strength of 30,996. Airport-wise details of CISF deployed and budgetary allocations made during the year 2022-23 is given in the annexure.
Shri Prajan.
Whether there is any proposal to develop the hybrid model of security to train and certify the private security forces across the country by the CISF? And if so, the details thereof?
Minister of Home Affairs, please.
it has been decided to evolve hybrid models of security and comprising of CISF, state police and private security agencies across the country by CISF. At present, there is no proposal under consideration to train and certify private security agencies across the country by CISF.
Shri Prajan.
Respect the plans of activities of CISF as per its mission and vision along with the details thereof.
Honorable Minister of Home Affairs.
CISF is committed to provide appropriate security as per the need of the client establishments comprising of CISF under economical cost with an emphasis on the use of modern technology and regular training and upgradation skills of force personnel.
Question number 502. Shri Vish.
Will the Minister of Human and Resource Development be pleased to state the task list and the timelines for the implementation of the new education policy, NEP, by the government?
Honorable Minister of Human and Resource Development, please.
Honorable Speaker, the government is highly concerned about the effective implementation of new education. As per National Education Policy 2020, implementation of the policy requires multiple initiatives and actions that are to be taken in a systematic and synchronized manner by multiple bodies including the Ministry of Education, state or UT government, education-related ministries, boards, NTA, the regulatory bodies of school and higher education, NCRT, SCRTs and schools. The policy provides different timelines for important themes and subsets as well as principles and methodology for its implementation. Accordingly, this ministry has communicated to all states or UT governments for taking steps for the implementation of NEP 2020 in letter and spirit. Further, in pursuance of the goals and objectives of the NEP 2020, and assist states and UTs and other organizations in this task, the Department has developed an indicative and suggestive NEP implementation plan for school education. Students and teachers' holistic advancement through quality education, that is Sarthak. The major aim of Sarthak is to define activities in such a manner that clearly delineate goals, outcomes and time frame.
Shri Vishal.
The details of the committee set up along with its members for the implementation of NEP in school education.
Honorable Minister of Human and Resource Development.
The Department of School Education and Literacy has constituted subject or theme-wise committees under the Bureau Head or Head of Autonomous Bodies for various recommendations of NEP, that is toy-based pedagogy. Joint Task Force for Early Childhood Care or ECCE, expansion of tech at all stages, National Digital Education Architecture NDEAR, development of guidelines for incentivizing private and philanthropic activities, foundational literacy and numeracy, school standards, holistic progress card, etc. Further, a review committee for the implementation of the NEP 2020 has been constituted under the chairmanship of Dr. Neel Kamal.
503. Srimati Ananya Sahas.
क्या श्रम और रोजगार मंत्री यह बताने की कृपा करेंगे कि देश में कुल कार्यबल में से असंगठित क्षेत्र में लगे कामगारों का प्रतिशत कितना है और असंगठित क्षेत्र में कार्यरत कामगारों के लिए कार्यान्वित की जा रही आम आदमी बीमा योजना के उद्देश्य क्या है?
माननीय श्रम और रोजगार मंत्री श्रीमती साक्षी।
सांख्यिकी और कार्यक्रम कार्यान्वयन मंत्रालय के राष्ट्रीय प्रतिशत सर्वेक्षण संगठन द्वारा कराए गए आवधिक श्रम बल सर्वेक्षण के अनुसार 48 करोड़ कामगार अर्थात देश के कुल 47 करोड़ कार्यबल का लगभग 81% असंगठित कामगारों के रूप में कार्यरत है। 47 करोड़ चिन्हित रीतियों और व्यवसायों में गरीबी रेखा से नीचे और मामूली रेखा से ऊपर जीवन यापन करने वाले 18 से 59 वर्ष के व्यक्तियों को जीवन और निःशक्तता कवर प्रदान करने के उद्देश्य से आम आदमी बीमा योजना शुरू की गई है।
श्रीमती अनन्या साहस।
क्या असंगठित क्षेत्र के कामगार ई श्रम के माध्यम से केंद्र सरकार की सुरक्षा और रोजगार आधारित योजनाओं से लाभान्वित होते हैं, और यदि हाँ तो तत्संबंधी ब्यौरा क्या है?
माननीय श्रम और रोजगार मंत्री श्रीमती साक्षी।
सरकार ने ई श्रम पोर्टल पर पंजीकृत असंगठित कामगारों तक उनकी पात्रता के मापदंड के अनुसार रोजगार के अवसरों का विस्तार करने के लिए राष्ट्रीय करियर सेवा पोर्टल के साथ साथ ई श्रम पोर्टल के एकीकरण का भी पहला स्तर पूरा कर लिया है। 14 करोड़ 25 लाख महिला कामगारों सहित 27 करोड़ से भी अधिक असंगठित कामगार पोर्टल के तहत पंजीकृत किए गए हैं और उन्हें ई श्रम कार्ड भी जारी किया गया है।
Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare.
Honorable Speaker Madam, I beg to lay on the table copy of following reports. Mainstreaming of agricultural curriculum in school under National Education Policy 2020. Central Sector Scheme of Financing under Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana to encourage farmers for organic farming by implementing government schemes in India.
Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay on the table copy of the following reports. Celebration of World Environment Day under the theme Only One Earth. Implementation of Nagar Van Yojana and its revised guidelines.
I have to make an important announcement. On my behalf and on the behalf of the honorable members of the House, I have great pleasure in extending my warm and hearty welcome to Mr. George Jackson, the Speaker of the British Parliament, and the other honoured members of the British parliamentary delegation who are here on a visit to India as our honoured guests. The other honourable members of the delegation are Mr. David, Deputy Speaker, Mrs. Lily Ostigard, Deputy Speaker. It is a very high-powered delegation which has arrived on 12th Tuesday. They are now seated in the special boxes. We wish them a happy and fruitful stay in our country. Now, let us take up the calling attention motion. Mr. Akash Reddy.
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं माननीय रक्षा मंत्री से अग्निपथ स्कीम के बारे में प्रश्न पूछना चाहता हूँ। इंडियन आर्म फोर्सेस के तहत प्रस्तुत की गई इस स्कीम के क्या फायदे हैं और हम सभी को इस स्कीम के प्रति नौजवानों का रुख जो आज देखने को मिल रहा है, इसके संबंध में सरकार का क्या विचार है?
Honorable Defence Minister, please.
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, सबसे पहले मैं हमारे देश की सरकारी संपत्ति को हुए नुकसान के प्रति तहे दिल से खेद प्रस्तुत करता हूँ। हमारे देश के नौजवान अग्निपथ स्कीम के फायदों के संबंध में अभी पूरी तरह से अवगत नहीं है। मैं यहाँ उपस्थित सभी लोकसभा सदस्यों को यह बताना चाहता हूँ कि इस स्कीम से हमारे देश में रोजगार बढ़ेगा।
The House, please maintain silence.
चुने हुए नौजवान अग्निवीर बनकर स्वयं को अनेकों कौशलों से संपन्न कर सकेंगे। 30,000 रुपए प्रति माह से आरंभ होकर 4 साल बाद इन अग्निवीरों की मासिक आय 40,000 तक पहुंच जाएगी। 4 साल बाद जब अग्निवीर अपनी नौकरी छोड़ेंगे तो सरकार की सेवा निधि स्कीम से 11 लाख रुपए से दिए जाएंगे। 25% नौजवानों को पूर्णकालिक सेवा हेतु रखा जाएगा और 75% नौजवान जो इन 4 सालों में स्वयं को अनेकों कौशलों से परिपूर्ण करेंगे, उनके लिए कोई अन्य नौकरी पाना अत्यधिक आसान होगा। साथ ही विभिन्न राज्यों में सरकारी नौकरी पाना हेतु इन अग्निवीरों को प्राथमिकता दी जाएगी। विपक्ष दल के सदस्यों से यह अनुरोध करता हूं कि इस स्कीम के फायदों को समझें।
Suleiman.
इस सरकार ने आज तक कोई भी काम ढंग से नहीं किया। ये महज कुर्सियों पे आराम करते हैं और जनता से बड़े बड़े वादे करते हैं। ये सरकार लोगों के साथ धोखा करते हैं और उनके इमोशन के साथ खिलवाड़ करते हैं। इस सरकार ने ना ही एजुकेशन, ना ही एग्रीकल्चर, ना हेल्थ, ना डिफेंस, किसी भी सेक्टर में कोई काम नहीं किया। बढ़ती हुई चीजों की कीमतें और बेरोजगारी ने देश के लोगों का बुरा हाल कर दिया है। Honorable Madam Speaker, we demand a motion of no confidence be granted.
Motion moved. Those who are in favor of the government will please say aye.
Aye.
Those who are against the government will please say nay.
Aye.
I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it.
मैं शुक्रगुजार हूँ अपने पार्टी मेंबर्स का और उन लोगों का जिन्होंने मुझ में विश्वास दिखाया। मैं उनके विश्वास की पूरी कद्र करते हुए यकीन दिलाती हूँ कि उनका दिखाया हुआ विश्वास जाया नहीं होगा। मैं अपने अपोजिशन मेंबर से गुजारिश करती हूँ कि वो सरकार की पॉलिसीज को समझे, उन्हें नकारे नहीं। Let's not paint every issue with the brush of politics. This will not be good for our nation. मैं गुजारिश करती हूँ दरखास्त अपने मुल्क के लोगों से कि वो जाग जाए, जिम्मेदार हो जाए। Being Prime Minister, I do acknowledge the fact that there have been some loopholes in our governance, but still we reassure the nation. We have been and we will be working for the development of our country.
Honorable Minister of Earth Sciences to introduce the bill.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move for leave to introduce the Indian Antarctic Bill to lay down a range of activities to regulate the activities on territories of Antarctica where India has set up research stations.
The question is that leave be granted to the Indian Antarctic Bill to lay down a set of rules to regulate a range of activities on the territories of Antarctica where India has set up its research stations. Those who are in favor of the government will please say aye. Aye. Those who are against it will please say no. No. I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. Leave is granted.
Ma'am, I introduce the bill.
Now, the House will take up the consideration of the Indian Antarctic Bill. Minister, please.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Indian Antarctic Bill be taken into consideration. Ma'am, the bill seeks to give effect to the Antarctic Treaty, the Convention on Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources, and Protocol on Environmental Protection and Antarctic Treaty. It also seeks to protect the Antarctic environment and regulate the range of activities in Antarctica. The key features of the bill include applicability. The proposed bill will apply to any person, vessel or aircraft that is a part of Indian expedition to Antarctica under a permit issued under the bill. Areas comprising of Antarctica includes the continent of Antarctica, including its ice shelf and the areas around the continental shelf, and islands including the ice shelves, seas and airspace of south 60-degree line. Central Committee. The central government will establish a committee on Antarctic governance and environmental protection. The committee will be chaired by the Secretary of Ministry of Earth Sciences. 10 members, not below the rank of Joint Secretary, will be nominated from various ministries and organizations such as Defense, External Affairs and National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, and National Security Council Secretary. In addition, 2 experts from Antarctica and geopolitical fields will be nominated by the central government. Need for permit. A permit by the committee or written authorization from another party to protocol other than India will be required for various activities such as an Indian expedition to enter or remain in Antarctica, a person to enter or remain in Indian station in Antarctica, a vessel or aircraft registered in India to remain or enter Antarctica, a person or vessel to drill, bridge or evacuate for mineral resources or collect samples of mineral resources. Activities with harm native species and waste disposal by a person, vessel or aircraft. Before a permit is granted by the committee, the applicant has to carry out an environmental impact assessment of the proposed activities. Moreover, a permit must not be granted unless a proper waste management plan has been prepared by the expedition of the committee. Prohibited activities. The bill prohibits certain activities in Antarctica, including nuclear explosion of radioactive waste, introduction of non-sterile soil, and discharge of garbage, plastic or other substances into the sea, which are harmful for the marine environment. Offences and penalties. The bill specifies penalties for contraventions of its provisions. For instance, for conducting a nuclear explosion in Antarctica will be punishable with an imprisonment of 20 years, which may extend to life imprisonment and a fine of at least ₹50 crore. Drilling for mineral resources or introducing non-native animals or plants in Antarctica without a permit will be punishable with an imprisonment up to 7 years and a fine of ₹10 lakh to ₹50 lakh. The central government may notify one or more session codes to be designated code under the bill and specify its territorial jurisdictions to try the offences under the bill. Honorable Speaker, I am confident that all members of this House, irrespective of the party affiliation, will welcome and accept this bill wholeheartedly.
Motion moved that the Indian Antarctic Bill to protect the Antarctic environment and regulate activities in the region there to be taken into consideration. Srimati Lahari.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this bill. The bill provides for the harmonious policy framework for India's Antarctic activities. The bill aims at having India's own national measures for protecting the Antarctic environment and department and associated ecosystem.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the bill. Antarctica is no man's land. It is in the India's making law for a territory that doesn't belong to it. The question is, if in the territory involving India's registration, some unlawful activity happens, how to check it? The treaty made it mandatory for the 54 signatory countries to specify laws governing territories on which their stations are located. The bill proposes monitoring, implementing, ensuring compliance of the relevant international laws, emission standards, and rules for the protection of Antarctic environment by anyone engaged in programs and activities in Antarctica.
Honorable Minister of Earth Sciences.
Honorable Speaker, it is really good to hear the positive inputs of the members of this House. The activities in Antarctica will increase in the upcoming years, making the enforcement of domestic sets of protocols essential. This bill will protect the Antarctic ecosystem. I request the House to pass the bill.
The question is that the Indian Antarctic Bill there to be taken into consideration. Those who are in favor of the government will please say aye.
Aye.
Those who are against it will please say no.
No.
The motion is adopted clause by clause consideration. Honorable Minister of Earth Sciences.
Honorable Speaker, I move the bill be passed.
Motion moved that the bill is passed. Those who are in favor of the government will please say aye.
Aye.
Those who are against it will please say no.
No.
I think the ayes have it, the ayes have it, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted.